Yo, fam, this is Jordy, Jet Fuel Podcast. This is a new podcast. We're gonna start. We're gonna try some things, some new things. We couldn't get studio time this week, for the both of us, me and David. But I just thought, shoot, I could do a new segment, a new weekly thing, so that we could just keep uploading stuff for you guys, keep giving you guys content. So, during the week, I'm gonna do a weekly mind up. I drive forklift 4 days out of the week, um, from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m., sometimes 5 a.m. So that's 12 and 13 hours. My mind wanders. I load up my iPhone with podcasts, you know, videos I could listen to, rabbit holes I could dive into. And yeah, that's basically what makes the time goes by when I'm at work. But while I was there, I was like, why don't I just record something during the week while I have my mind racing? So that's what we're gonna do. Jordy's weekly mind dump. Shoot, it might be just me. I sent a link to David. He might jump in. He's actually working. He worked from home. If he jumps in, he jumps in. I might have some few friends. Just have a little conversation, pick their brains. But yeah, let's get to it. Have y'all seen the lab created beings? I guess they're trying to create beings. I'm not sure if we could call it human beings, but they're creating beings and they're pairing it with AI. Let me bring up a video. Before I bring up this video, um, sorry, it has that TikTok soundtrack behind it. I know everybody gets tired of it. I'm tired of it, but yeah, peep this out real quick. Let me share the screen. Boom, 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 boom. So I saw this on X. Peep this.
I would be shocked if this video doesn't get removed from this platform. So you should watch this now and download it while you still can, because I kid you not, this sounds like a horror movie.
Implant aborted baby parts into lab animals. Have you heard of that sort of research?
Yeah, we did an analysis a few years ago showing that over 90% of experiments with using human fetal tissue and putting them involved animals were funded by Fauci's NIAID.
Do you know where they're getting the aborted human fetal tissue?
A lot of it is happening at colleges and universities that have affiliated hospitals that perform that procedure.
Madam Chair, I think we need to look into that as well.
So guys, this video is for entertainment purposes only, right? But I want to make clear, she is basically saying they are using the parts from new souls. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying here. She's saying they're using them and combining them with other animals. Now look, I don't care what side you're on. If you don't even think this should be investigated, even if this is just a rumor, if you don't think that rumor should be investigated, what is wrong with you? I'll take this with a grain of salt because this is just some random person on X, but still, they say they are playing God. Humanity is not prepared for the level at which this is being done to come out. This is me interjecting here. I have been saying this exact thing that they are saying. I'm going to say 99.9% of people are not prepared for all of the things that are being hidden from us right now. And that is exactly why they're being hidden, because we would freak out. Those USOs under the sea are related to this. Anyway, they continue to say, my family knows someone ex-military who had to end a creature that was created in a lab and merged with AI. Nope. If this is true.
All right. Let me stop sharing there. All right, so at the end, I just cut the video. We didn't need to hear the whole thing, but at the end, it did say, take it with a grain of salt. It's a random X, a random X user. She said that she had ex-military family who had to basically kill a creature who was merged with AI. And you ever feel like they sometimes release technology first? How should I say it? Have you ever feel like they release technology, I guess, as a psyop? You know, what it seems to be used for isn't the main purpose. For instance, 5G towers. Like, I live right next to a 5G tower. I have to use Wi-Fi most of the time. The reception sucks. How can a 5G tower, how can that be the main purpose? How can a 5G tower, how can that tower's main focus and main purpose is to give my phone reception internet data, you know? And it sucks. In my head, um, there might be another use for it, and they're just rolling it out. You see, we have Starlink, you know, the way Starlink gets rolled out, it kind of makes me, it kind of, what was the Spider-Man, uh, Mysterio? The Starlink satellites kind of remind me of that, you know. He says it's for reception. He says it's to bring internet to, you know, remote areas. But really, like, what if he can, like, shoot laser beams, change the sky? Excuse me. But yeah, like stuff like that. Like, excuse me, it's coffee. Yeah, like, so bringing in technology as a seed, basically. They're just planting a seed so they can, like, grow whatever they want to do in the future. You know, they're building the the groundwork for it, the base for it. And I think something is happening similar with AI. Um, AI is public now. I can go on Grok. I use Grok. I use Chat GPT. Um, uh, Mid Journey makes beautiful pictures. I'm not locked into AI. I'm still wary of it. You know, I grew up on Terminator 2. I'm not, I'm not giving my life to it, but I have used it. I have used it a lot. But since it's public and everything, I guess I feel like we're in the first stages of that planting the seed. AI isn't really for the people as it seems. Right now, it seems like it's for everybody. It seems like we're supposed to be advancing technology, getting information faster, but that could just be the seed that they're planting so they can grow whatever they want to do. Um, with these beings that they're creating in the lab, uh, I think it might be for that. Uh, I don't know if any of you guys or if any of the listeners are spiritual. I'm not saying like Bible thumpers or you read the Quran or whatever, you're Hindu, whatever. I'm just saying if you believe that there's something else going on, you know, spiritual, um, metaphysical. I think that's a word. Metaphysical. I'll look that up later. But you know, esoteric stuff. Uh, if you believe something else is going on, like within yourself, there's a spirit, there's a soul. I think when you're creating a creature, that's the part where you run into trouble. I forgot what podcast I was listening to. They were talking about they were actually creating creatures like you heard in the video that I played. But the problem is, upon birth, they can birth these creatures. They can actually make these creatures, you know, alive just for a few seconds. Why? Because they needed a soul or a spirit. Those are two different things. That's also been on my mind. A soul and a spirit. Let me just show you the difference in between the two. I'll share the screen for this one. Ba. All right, so yeah, it says the soul and spirit are both, and look, I'm actually using AI overview. I didn't even know that. So AI is everywhere. You're using it probably. So about the soul and spirit, the soul and spirit are both aspect of a person's inner life, but the soul is more connected to the body, while the spirit is more connected to a person's relationship with God. All right, let me stop sharing. So if something needs a soul to live, I'm not sure. I really want to talk to somebody about that. The difference between a soul and a spirit. Because can everything have a soul, but not everything have a spirit? Or is it the other way around? Everything can have a spirit, but not everything can have a soul? Not sure. But this goes into what I've been thinking about next, which has been NPCs, or if you're like a real person, a main character, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what you want to call it. Uh, so on the topic of soul and spirit, um, we usually say that NPCs don't have a soul. They're soulless. They're part of the system. But um, whether you say God or developer, creator, uh, whatever you want to call it, if you believe that something created all this, if I believe this is a simulation, first of all, and anything that belongs in the simulation can probably alter it. But anything that belongs in the simulation has a soul. Understand? Because the simulation is, I feel, powering our soul. You understand what I'm saying? Is that confusing? I'm kind of confused. Yeah. Let me sip some coffee. Mm. Cafe Bustelo, my favorite coffee brand. Love it. Promo in there, man. Let's get paid. I get paid with Cafe Bustelo from Cafe Bustelo. If anybody have any contacts, shit, I'm getting off topic. So let's get back to it. NPC or a real person. So if you're one of these main characters, that means you're basically just an avatar. And you actually need something outside of the system to work. Now, I'm not sure if an avatar has a soul, because that's what powers. Once again, it's confusing. I have no idea. But if you are a main character, you basically have to possess yourself, don't you? And if you are a main character, is your mind that you're thinking with right now, is that is that what you're controlling, or is something beyond the simulation controlling you? And that kind of seems, like we're tying into a demon possession, you know? Shoot, I really want to get really deep into this type of stuff. I gotta go to work in like an hour, so we're not going to get deep. Um, I am looking for somebody to come and talk to us about all that stuff. Demons, ghosts, soul, spirit, possessions, all that good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, like if you're a main character, I feel that you're opting to be demon possessed. Now, if you're an NPC, a non-playable character, which kind of sounds way better than being possessed. Because if I'm an NPC, baby, nobody could play me. I'm an NPC, baby, non-playable. Nobody's playing me. If I'm a main character, you have to sit there until somebody enters your body. Like what? Like, is an exorcist just somebody that cuts off the connection between you and the outside world? You know what I'm saying? They have the power to do that. They learn how to do it. They know the coding of the universe to do that. Shoot, you know how they be speaking like Hebrew? Maybe like Hebrew sets off a certain vibration when you speak it, and it connects with the simulation, the whatever powers it. Maybe that's how you code in the simulation is through vibrations. Uh, Tesla did say, 369. He was a man about frequency, vibrations. He said the one who unlocks the secret about frequencies unlocks the world. That's not the quote, but I summarized it. I'm not going to bring everything up, but I know I summarized that pretty good. Yeah, back to it. What were we talking about? But yeah, like what would you rather be? An NPC, a non-playable character, or a main character who needs to be possessed? I mean, in my opinion, the more I think about it, I might be team NPC, you know, because it doesn't really mean that you don't have a soul. It just means that you belong here. And if I'm thinking from this brain, I don't know how to connect. If I'm a main character, it kind of freaks me out that if I'm thinking right now, that something else is controlling my thoughts. And maybe, like through yoga, through meditation, you can kind of connect to that. Um, you want to hear a crazy story? Now this is some this 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 involves some drug use. Like, I'm 35 years old. I just turned 35 last month. Um, in my 20s, up until about 25, I would have called myself a psychonaut. I'm sure some listeners know that term. I know some of you guys were self-proclaimed psychonauts in your past, or probably right now. Some of you are probably on that acid right now. I hope you're enjoying it. But yeah, I don't do that no more. I might smoke a little herb here. I like my wine, but uh nothing too hard. I don't do any mushrooms. I used to do acid. Um I dabble with Dimitri. Anybody know what Dimitri is? DMT? Yeah. I did that for my 24th birthday. I drove 2 miles to a to a to a shaman like person. At the time, he was a shaman like person. Like, but anyway, let's get back to my story. Um, so I believe I was about 24 years old. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and so I just got off of work. And mind you, I was deep in that shit, yo. I was a psychonaut. While I was at work, not gonna say where, but while I was at work, I was already starting to eat my mushrooms. Oh, this is a mushroom trip story, okay? So I was already starting to eat my mushrooms, right? And nibbling, nibbling, nibbling. It was about an hour until I get off. So I'm starting to nibble on my mushrooms and everything, getting ready to leave. Finally get out. I walk out, right? And all of a sudden, I look at the sky. I look at the sky. I, s- I see, I don't know if those who taken mushrooms know how things look. It might seem different for different trips or different experiences, but things start to either like melt, visuals. You'll start to get visuals, basically what I'm trying to say. So things might morph into things But hey, you still have, if you're on a low dose, you still know that, hey, what I'm looking at is not what is there, you know? You don't lose yourself on low doses. And at the time I was on a low dose, I probably had less than a gram or maybe a gram. I was just feeling good. A little more than microdose, I guess. Shout out to the microdosers. So, uh, yeah, I walk out of my, my job, right? And the first thing I do every time I walk outside, any building, always look up. Always look at the sky. Don't look at the news. Don't look at social media. The sky is going to tell you exactly what you need to know. Is it on fire? It's going to be a good day. Do you see a mushroom cloud? It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. But anyway, yeah. So I walk outside. I look up at the sky. First thing I do, like I said, as I do, I look at the sun is peeking through the clouds. And while I'm looking at the sun peeking through the clouds, it starts to morph into an eye. And then from the eye, it starts to kind of like, you know, the Dragon Ball Z hair? It starts to like just basically just spread. Like the hair just spreads. You know what I'm saying? And then looking at it, it turns into a full-blown like Chinese dragon. I'm looking at a full-blown dragon in the sky. Now, mind you, I can like go like this. I can like shake my head and boom, it goes back into a cloud. Nothing too serious. Mind you, it might be, I don't want to admit it, but yeah, I had to drive home. So immediately walking out the door, I see a dragon in the sky. And I immediately get in my car and pull out. Not the smartest thing to do. Don't worry, I got to my destination perfectly. But while I'm getting to my destination, eating more mushrooms. And my destination is about 30 minutes away. The place I was going to was a park. I called up my girlfriend. I was like, hey, you want to go to the park? You want to throw a frisbee around? Something that a guy on mushrooms would 100% would just call and say, right? Hey, you want to go and you want to go to the park and throw a frisbee? Completely, right? I mean, I'm not knocking anybody that does like just loves throwing frisbees, but if you called me up and asked if I want to throw a frisbee, I'm gonna think you're on something. No judgment though. I'm gonna throw that frisbee with you. All right. So I called up my girlfriend and told her to meet me at the park, right? So boom, I'm going there. I'm driving. Feels like I'm flying, you know. I cannot feel the road. I can't feel bumps. I got there safe. Don't worry about it. All I had to do was not look at the sky. So I get to the park, right? I park, she parks. By this time, I'm looking at the grass. At this time, I have no idea if the grass that I'm looking at is hilly. If it's like mounds, what it looked like was that there were a bunch of mounds. Looked like hills. I couldn't tell if there were hills or if they were flat surface. So that was the first thing I noticed after I got out the car. You know, I get out, give my girlfriend a kiss, you know. I told her, I'm gonna go into the bathroom real quick, right? I go in the bathroom. I had a pipe with some weed in it already, ready for me, already planning it out. I was gonna go to the bathroom, smoke it, come back out, throw some frisbee with my girlfriend until the mushrooms go away. So I go into the bathroom. This is where things get crazy, right? I go into the bathroom, right? And mind you, psychedelics, like acid, mushrooms. They can be very manageable, okay? Hallucinogens and all that good stuff, they can be very manageable, okay? But as soon as you add cannabis, it might flip your world upside down and inside out and put you in places that you don't even understand. This is what happened. I take a hit of my pipe, blow it out, come out the bathroom. I'm in the park with my girlfriend, and I shit you not, I have no memory of throwing a frisbee. From that point on, from the time I came out of the bathroom, I was climbing hills, grassy hills, like the ones that you see in the Windows browser. Mind you, I'm by myself. I don't see anybody around me. I'm just climbing hills. And at this point, I'm gonna tell you, bro, like I probably ate more than I probably ate close to the eighth, maybe a little more. Because once I start nibbling on mushrooms, I don't know how much is in the bag, but that bag is gonna go away because I did not see anything in that bag after this whole thing. So let me get back to it, right? So as soon as I come out of the bathroom, I'm hit with just hills. So I'm climbing hills, and all of a sudden they turn into rocks. I'm climbing rocks. I got a freaking pickaxe, like an axe. I got, what's it called? Like I'm like free soloing, like I'm like climbing rocks, climbing to get to the top of a mountain, and then guess what? You would think I got to the top. No, I didn't get to the top. It turned to snow-capped mountains. So now I do got the pickaxe. Look, and I'm getting up the mountain, right? I'm getting up the mountain, and my memory from that point on escapes me. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, I wake up in my girlfriend's lap in front of a lake at a completely different part, okay? Mind you, remember, in my head, or whatever, in my reality, all I'm doing is climbing grassy mountains, rocky mountains, and then I got to the snow-capped mountains, and then now now my head is in my girlfriend's lap. My girlfriend is laying up against a tree, and we're in front of a lake. So I'm like freaked the fuck out, right? But I don't want to like make it seem like I'm freaked out because it seemed like everything was okay. So this is what's so this so I asked my girlfriend, I'm like, hey, is everything's okay? She was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Um, I started asking weird questions because she didn't know I was on mushrooms. And this is the weird part. She had no idea I was on mushrooms. Mind you, I'm climbing mountains in my reality, right? So I had to break it, like, because I kept asking weird questions. I was like, hey, uh, was I doing anything weird? She was like, no. I was like, you had fun at the other park? She was like, yeah, yeah. How long were we there? I don't know. We were playing frisbee for a long time. I was like, we were playing frisbee. Mind you, in my reality, I am climbing mountains. That's all I remember. To this day, all I remember are mountains. Imagine, guys, my memory, there's no memory of me in my memory bank as I sit here today of me playing frisbee with my girlfriend at that park. what's crazy is that she said, so I had to break it to her. I had to say, hey, I took some mushrooms and I'm kind of freaked out. I didn't say I was freaked out, but I'm kind of trying to figure out what's going on. So she said, yeah, like we did frisbee for like an hour or hour and a half. And after, was I catching the frisbee? They're like, yeah, nothing was wrong. You even did a catch behind the back. I was like, whoa. So while I'm climbing mountains, I'm over here playing frisbee and catching it behind my back and throwing it back. And then she said, yeah, you were making jokes. You were completely yourself. We were having a conversation. And then you said, hey, let's go to the other park. And then we left. And I was like, who drove? She said, I went in my car. You went in yours. Guys, I shit you not. I think this is like very responsible, but that was the last time I did mushrooms. Because I don't know what happened. It felt like I switched from my mind, from what I'm talking to you right now, into my internal. I think I switched sides. It's crazy. If anybody had an experience like that, let me know. Go into the chat or the comments, you know? Let me know what you psychonauts have been up to. But yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. Like for a minute, like well, first of all, what was talking through me? That's what I guess that's where I was trying to go through this whole story. What was talking through me? What was talking to my girlfriend? Because I have no memory. It wasn't me. Maybe I connected to, maybe I was an avatar. Maybe I became a main character and my main character came into my body. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Shoot. But yeah, so everything I feel, so off of that subject, off of my drug story, my mushroom trip. Um but yeah, I feel like that could kind of, you think you could make a Manchurian candidate like that? You feel me? Like, cause I had no idea what I was doing. So what if, like, back in like MK Ultra days, back in MK Ultra days, as if they stopped, that's still going on. Just more, just more under wraps, more covert, I guess. We'll hear about it in another 20 years in a document release. Bunch of black highlighter all over the place, highlighting the good parts. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh shit, lost my train of thought. But let's get back to the what I was originally talking about are these beings that were created in the lab, um, and the ones that were dying. Uh, in that podcast that I was listening to, the guy mentioned that they had to have a soul or a spirit or something like that. And if they did not get one while or during birth, it won't they won't survive it. They just die. So I guess every living thing needs a soul. And what these people are trying to do with the merging these creatures in the lab, they're trying to merge it with AI. I think that's what AI is for. I don't think AI is for us. I don't think AI is for the people. Um, it is for, you know, skyrocketing technology into the future, but not for our benefit, for their benefit. You know what I'm saying? So I think these new beings, I think AI is going to be the actual soul that powers these lab created beings. Basically what I'm saying. Uh shit. You seen this guy? Let me share the screen again. Ba 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 ba. This one is this one's been going around making its wave through X and all the social medias. I'm sure everybody's seen the old Twitchy, right? Here we go. Check it out.
California's Clone Robotics has just posted a video of its full-body protoclone humanoid robot, and well, it's a wee bit creepy. The prototype's less disturbing clone descendants, however, could one day be vacuuming our carpets. We first heard about clone robotics 3 years ago, when the company debuted its clone hand. Like the production model clone robot that the hand will be a part of, the device was designed to closely mimic the form and function of the human body. This makes sense, given the fact that the clone is designed to perform household chores such as doing laundry, washing dishes, preparing simple meals, and yes, vacuuming carpets. All of these tasks involve utilizing tools that are optimized for use by humans, so a human-like robot could very well be the best way to go. Plans call for the clone.
So let me pause it right there. Oh, that's a crazy spot to pause it on. Creepy. But if you didn't see, if you didn't hear, or if you didn't get that, the robots that they're building with this twitchy fiber muscles and everything, they'll be able to be used by people. Well, I mean everybody else, but they'll be able to be used by people who are like paraplegics and stuff. They can be moved with the mind. Uh, have y'all ever seen that movie Surrogates with uh Bruce Willis? Yo, watch Surrogates and get back to me. Watch Surrogates and get back to me. This is exactly what they're going to. Everybody in Surrogates, and everybody in that movie was using basically this. And they would sit in a pod in their house and go out in the real world through the eyes and through the body of these beings. So that's one thing. And another thing, like they can probably use this in the battlefield. Like this is like the future weapon right here. Like maybe not fully AI, but like if you can just sit down in a pod and then go to war, fight. I don't really believe in the war thing, getting sleazy. I think war is a sacrifice. But yeah, I think that could be like a weapon right there. Like sit in a pod and use that. That gets all the damage. You go in there basically Terminator style, zombie style. No fear. All right, let's see more of this video.
To have a full polymer skeleton.
Oh, and I'm sorry, if you want to watch the video, this is gonna be up on Spotify. You can listen to it anywhere you want. To be honest, I don't even watch videos for podcasts for real, really. But if you want to watch it, it's on Spotify. You can listen to it anywhere you listen to podcasts. So here we go.
Consisting of all 206 bones in the human body, but with a smaller number of bone fusions. All of the joints are fully articulated. The robot's limbs are moved via the company's myofiber artificial muscle technology, which has already been showcased in the clone hand and in the clone torso. As is the case with the human musculoskeletal system, this setup incorporates muscles that are anchored to the bones via tendons. In the myofibers system, which was inspired by the McKibben muscle concept, each muscle essentially takes the form of a mesh tube with a balloon inside of it. That balloon expands radially as fluid is pumped into it, forcing the mesh to contract longitudinally.
All right, let me stop sharing. Shoot, another idea I just had, like watching it move like that, like, yo, that might be the future of sports too. Imagine like or this might be the new gaming, like get a whole, okay, this is where I find the cool part of it, the part that I want to see happen. Um, what if what if they just get an island and then, you know, like just go like Fortnite Battle Royale type shit and everybody's in a pod and they're just using these things? Now that sounds dope. But like I said, they're gonna give us the fun stuff. They're gonna give us the stuff that we think that that is made for, and roll out what it's really made for, which I believe is control. They're probably just gonna replace us. These are the new slaves. All right, let me stop sharing that. I did go to the website, uh, and apparently you could reserve your clone. Oh, sorry. They're called Clone. The company is called Clone. I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm into the lore. I'm into more lore than actually like going into the story of stuff, like watching the actual stuff. Like I'll read about Star Wars, but I don't watch it. You know, like I read about Lord of the Rings. I can't watch it. I'm sorry if I offended somebody, but like I do appreciate it. That's why I like the lore stuff. But let me share this screen, and this is the website for Clone, the people creating that robot I just showed you. I think you can see it right there. Cool. So as you can see, here's Clone. And like I said, you can reserve yours right now. It says pre-orders available in 2025. Excuse me. I'm not sure if that means, yeah, okay, so you can pre-order it this year. But when is it going to come out? Well, no. Let's look at the Android. What's crazy is that like look at that ass crack. Why? I don't know. Why is it naked? They could have put some skin on it and some clothes. But yeah, androids have arrived. Reserve one of the first 279 clones ever made in its alpha edition. So I'm not sure when it will be ready. It has a vascular system. So it has a muscular system, a skeletal system, a nervous system. Is it going to feel pain? And a vascular system. So vascular, it breathes? I could put this thing in a rear naked choke it out? Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy, but when I see it in action, I'll believe it. But look how it's walking. This is how they say it's going to walk, but this is basically, this is just an animation. But if they roll out something that actually moves like we do, is it going to have skin? I don't think it has skin, but I mean, that would be next. That would definitely be next. Damn. Sorry, this really just blew my mind. I didn't know it was gonna have all this muscular, skeletal, nervous, and vascular system. That's kind of crazy. Wow. And like in the video, they said that you can control this with your well, they're working on controlling this with your mind. So you will just be able to sit down and move around with this, probably get some work. Yo, somebody's gonna use this for bad. All right, let me stop sharing this. All right. Oh yeah, so back so when I was talking about I brought up Star Wars. I don't know if this ties into Star Wars and the Clone Wars. Um I'll read more into it. Like I said, I don't watch Star Wars, but I do read into the lore. So I think the Clone Wars were with robots, right? Like I said, I'm sorry if I'm like pissing some of you Star Wars fans out there, pissing off of you. I don't know what I just said. What's that? Whatever. I'm sorry if I am pissing off any Star Wars fans out there. But yeah. We're on the brink of some new technology. Uh we're on the brink of some new creations, biological creations. We might be going into the time in the future where we find out that what I believe is that artificial intelligence, that we are artificial intelligence, like bio robots or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if technology comes to the point where we can create artificial beings that can recreate itself through reproduction? You know, as you can see, it has all that system, muscular, skeletal, vascular, nervous system. All it needs is reproduction. You know, it got I don't know. Maybe we are this what we are in our meat suit. Maybe this is peak technology. Um, Let me see. All right, David never came, right? David wasn't here this whole time, right? It was just me. Wow, I almost did 50 minutes. That's crazy. So this is my first weekly mind dump. I'll upload it as soon as I get this bounced out. Um, Comment, like, subscribe. I got it down that time. Like I said, I'm new at this. I hope you guys enjoyed this first mind dump. Uh, like I said, I'm doing this right before I go to work. I have to get ready, take a shower right now. Um, we might have a podcast this week. We might not. We might do it over uh the video chat. We couldn't get studio space. We get studio space at the library, if anybody didn't know. Downtown library in our area. Shout out to them, because it's really convenient. But we have to really get on the booking, because uh something so accessible gets booked very fast. And sooner or later, we're gonna have an in-home studio. We're gonna have guests. We're gonna have activities. I have something planned for the next episode. It's a surprise, okay? It has to do with maybe demons. Maybe. I don't know. We might be conjuring demons. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna get real sleazy. Okay? I didn't even tell David. I'm gonna surprise him. Okay? I hinted to David that we're gonna do something crazy, but he said he doesn't believe in just wait till the episode drops. Hopefully we'll get that. I want to do it as soon as possible. We'll get it out as soon as possible. But if you would like to comment in anywhere that you're listening, preferably Spotify or Apple. If you want to contact me, contact podcasts on X, it's Jet Fuel Pod X. Don't forget the X at the end of it. On Instagram and TikTok, it's at Jet Fuel Pod. On both of those, Jet Fuel Pod. message me if you want to come on the show. If you want to do a weekly mind dump with me, because I would love to do this with somebody. I would love to do this live. You know, get the community's thoughts. What you guys have been thinking about, and then we can dive deeper into it into a later episode. But I really want to make this very interactive for the listeners as well. So like I said, hit me up any way that you can. It'll be me answering. If you want to say something to David, just say, this is for David, you know? But thank you for listening. If you made it this far, yo, I appreciate you. Subscribe, follow, do what you can. Let's boost these numbers. It's not that many right now, but I appreciate everybody that's listening, everybody that's rating. Rate too, 5 stars. Come on now. And I'll see y'all next week or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We're getting this worked out. Jet Fuel. This is Jordy Jets. I am out. Stay sleazy. God bless.
Dive with us when no one dares to go.